Hello, everybody. Hi. You guys get on? Hello, can you hear me? All right, there we go. So, just so you know, this is a Halloween wig. Obviously, it is not my actual hair. I can prove it because there's blood under there. But anyway, so we're going to do a fun makeup look today while I tell you very weird stories. So, let's go ahead and do that. I haven't done this for a very long time. Hi, how are we? But that's part of the fun of doing it because we haven't done this in a very long time. And I also haven't tried a lot of the stuff that I have sitting in front of me, actually. So let's see. Let's try that one out. I haven't tried the Hydrating Camo Concealer from e.l.f. in a really long time, so we're going to do that while I do that. So, anywho, yes, it's been a very long time, and I don't know why, but just haven't been able to do a lot of things like this lately, so that's fine. So, ta-da! Ooh, it looks prettier than the other one. Ooh, I like it. Okay, still, we're just gonna go for like an evil queen vibe today, because why not? Anyway, so, while I've been gone, I worked in a place that we all knew called Amazon. And I apparently worked in one of the weirder ones because, y'all, it was a lot. It's very strange. And, well, basically, I was put in what's called the counting department where you scan things. And you have to count what comes to you in bins. Well, I did that, and let me tell you, the reason that I put this is not for children is because of the theme of what I was scanning. Let's put it to you this way. Second weekend, I earned the nickname Dirty Bin Whisperer. And it's not because the bins had physical dirt. I mean, they did, but that's not why. No, I scanned everybody's sexy time items in the bins. And got quite an education. More so than I did in the in medical school, because holy macaroni hockey sticks that man. I just, wow. Y'all got bored in quarantine, didn't ya? I just, dang. I would find vibrators. I'd find dildos. I'd find, 50 Shades trilogy type items, if you're getting where I'm going. And some things that you think you'd find in the love store, but like don't go to the love store. I just, oh my heavens, I was like, okay, where's the holy water, guys? Oh heavens to Betsy. Oh goodness no. So that was just so awkward most of the time. That was genuinely so awkward. And like, yes, anyway, if you guys are wondering about anything that I'm using, I'm sorry about that. Didn't even think to do that. Clearly, it's been a while. So I'm using the Unique Touch Glorious mattifying primer. No, I don't sell them currently at the moment, but that's what I use, so that's what I have. And now I'm going to put on the Light Peach Shade Hydrating Camo Concealer from e.l.f. just before I put any actual, oh my goodness, before I put any actual foundation on the face, because sometimes that helps me get these blemishes out of here. So anyway, that is That's verb chemically. So that was interesting. And most of the time, I would end up like discovering these things, and it was just weird because I've been very sheltered in that department, and yeah. Anyway, that was different. Um, what else? So I lost a lot of weight too, and I lost 85 pounds in quarantine, which is why I'm looking a little slimmer right now, and I'm very happy about that, and feeling good about it. I genuinely like that. And okay, so just to let you guys know, because you probably want to know about that, this is the Hydrating uh, Photo Focus Foundation in Rose Ivory. I still use that very much. I like it a lot. Um, Makes my dry skin feel a little happier about its life. Um, but yeah, so ended up doing keto for that. So that was different and worked out great. Very happy about that. I was able to get down from a size 22 to a size 13 and have been able to maintain that. So I'm very, very happy. You guys probably didn't know this, but I'll tell you anyway. I had also been on a lot of medication for health issues. And when I did a tally count, it was 20. Yes, 20. And after I lost my 85 pounds, it went down to 2. So I was able to get rid of 18 medications. Yes. I was very proud. Thank you. Which I didn't think I would be able to do that, but I proved myself wrong. So that's what working hard does for you. So yay. I was able to get my medical assisting certification. I don't recall if I ever told you guys I was doing that in previous videos, but if I didn't, I was. And I was able to get that done as well. So, yay. I just bit my cheek. That was really smart and hurt like heck, but here we are. So, that was a lot of stuff that I did. And it was fantastic. So, yeah. Ah la 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 la. Sorry, that was kind of weird. It's okay. I don't know. Anywho. So, yeah. Life's been weird and busy for sure. But it is what it is. And we're just having a good time with it now. So, I also was able to do a lot of other stuff that I hadn't necessarily planned on, but I was able to do it and get through a lot of stuff that I was going through in both the physical and emotional department. So that was really nice, which is always very important. And I think after being in quarantine, I think a lot of us did that, to be honest. We started realizing a lot of things and values that we might have set off to the side or onto the wayside or whatever it was, and started putting our stuff into order. I think is kind of what happened. And frankly, that is necessary. We do. It's a trap we fall under, is that we don't do what we need to do and then we don't realize it until it's too late to do anything about it. So it is a trap. So unfortunately, but we do it. But I was able to get that done, which I was very happy with. And I noticed, because I do check in on the, like, checking how your channel's doing thing. There was a video that I did. It was it was called "What Sexy Really Means." Now, I don't remember fully what I said in there, but I do recall some pretty rude comments coming back into it. Like, there were some nice ones, because I do have it where I can approve what's posted on there before it's posted. And I'm like, I saw somebody say something stupid like, "I see you tried to look sexy," and I'm just like, well, you clearly missed the point, didn't you? I just, so, to reiterate onto that, I'm going to give you basically an update on how I feel about that. So, I'm pretty sure what I would have said even back then is that it's not all about what you look like, it's about the content of your character, which is still very true even today. Especially today, frankly, because you can only see 50% of somebody's face right now. See, so you literally can only work with this half, okay? If this half ain't doing it for you, you start to realize that somebody probably had a pretty ugly personality to begin with, and you're just like, really now? But I digress on that. Anyway, so kind of digging the face masks for that situation, because it does make certain people start to go, "Ooh, you're not that fantastic," and then they kind of look at me and go, "Okay, she's kind of fantastic." I'm like, "Well, thanks. It's good. Thank you for letting me know that." I don't know. It's been a strange year in that department too, because I was like, guys, the present was the same, but the packaging changed. Is that what we're going with here? So I'm gonna kind of go further into depth with that while I'm doing this, because why not? Anyway, so I believe what I probably said in that video was something similar, that yes, it is also about who you are inside as an individual, because physicality fades, pretty faces fade, you get older, you don't look as ripe, you don't look so supermodel-esque, okay? You don't. And if that's really all you got rocking for you, well, it's not going to help you in the long run. I'm sorry. That only goes so far. And yeah, it for a lot of people, quarantine kind of brought that to the forefront a little bit, and I'm kind of like, thank you in a way, because I'm like, all right, that I had said that. So, because powder is gonna fly everywhere if I don't. Anywho, so because it is, and inner beauty is a giant part of what makes you attractive. Like, if you are a pretty face, but like you're just ugly in every other sense of the word, you just ugly. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. And unfortunately, not a lot of people like to hear that, because it is the blunt truth. But it's the truth. And I have no problem playing it, because yeah. So anyway, it's kind of like, don't worry about so those of you who are feeling like you're a little less than adequate right now because somebody's not acknowledging you're awesome, somebody out there, I guarantee you, is going to acknowledge you're awesome for literally what it is. You're awesome. And it's not because you had to flash your boobies to somebody It's not because you had to drop your drawers to prove how much, how well endowed you are or rich in your southern hemisphere, um, or how much money you make or whatever that is, because none of that matters. It really doesn't, or at least it shouldn't. But some people make it matter, and which very sad for you. Uh, but yeah, so it's kind of like, hi, whoever tuned in right now. But so again, to reiterate with the what sexy really means thing, as I do Halloween makeup and make my eyebrows look really crazy and kind of scary. It's a very sad thing that people kind of do that. So um, it's very sad, and hopefully in the future we will start to see that this is not something we want to do. Okay, the focus. I got to focus. Um, I'm making very scary eyebrows. I apologize. So we go through things and stuff like that. So anyway, but I'm gonna stop preaching to the choir on this one. So back to the Amazon stories. So there were nights where I would scan something and like people would stop and they'd like watch to see my reaction, and people would literally start to take bets with each other on what I would find in the first hour of my shift. It's kind of crazy. And most of the time they ended up getting it about spot on, because it was just kind of like, uh-oh, what is this thing? I don't know. And then they bust up laughing, because most of the time, short chick issues over here would have to pull it out, and it would then fall in onto my face. That was so awkward. The ways in which that was so awkward. Oh gosh, we had something that I thought was a typo at first. I thought it was supposed to say flashlight, but it didn't. And it like fell out, not handle side, onto. And I was just like, okay, where is the holy water? Like, why? Oh, I didn't even know those existed. Oh, heavens to Betsy, why? I was mortified most of the night after that. That was an experience, guys. That was I was like, oh, those actually exist. Okay, I thought that was just, oh, what's wrong with this picture? Just I don't know. That was just crazy. That was insane. I did not appreciate it. I was like, didn't want it. But yeah, it was a little weird. And there was another time where I had scanned something. Oh gosh, okay. It sounded like sploosh, like from holes, which didn't help given what this was. But it was called splooge juice, and if you don't know what that is, it is the filling to a squirting dildo. And I had to read that description like twice to understand. Because it looked like a whipped cream can. And it does not help. That was so cringe. Just why would you make that? It was so weird. Like, why would you do that? And I had to scan it. And then the next thing, oh gosh, okay. So there's this dude who watched me react to this nearly passed out laughing because I had to pull out something that there is a special place in Hades' condo for whoever created this. It is literally it was a granny blow-up doll that came complete with dentures. Why? Oh, and who ordered that? What's wrong with you? Oh, just, oh. Why? Oh, there was so much wrong with that discussion. Just so much wrong with that. I was like, oh no. There was that was a special time. That was a special item that I did not ever need to see again. But unfortunately did. Like 2 more times in the same night. I was like, no. Because it was a part of a section because the computers malfunctioned and it just kept bringing it back. I didn't want to scan it the first time, but it kept bringing it back. I was like, why? Anyway, so yes, we're going to just shut up about that now. And I'm going to start going a little evil queen about this here. So I'm going to add a very purple look to my eyeball. And we're just going to make myself look very sinister with it. I'm going to take a break for a minute and just kind of get to this part for those that might be wanting to watch that part of the equation. And just have a little fun with that. But yes, it was crazy. And yes, I do have the live chat turned on if anybody wants to submit questions or anything like that. But if you don't, that's also okay. I'm just letting you know it's there. So yes, that was a different situation. And I have been not doing makeup at all for a while, practically at all anyway, because it has been, I was kind of like, what's the point when you're only showing 50% of your face? And frankly, it was just kind of like, I don't know. Like, it felt almost like a waste of product, frankly, because you're already covering half of it. But I could be wrong, you know? I could be totally wrong. It's entirely possible. And yes, to a point, I'm just jabbering on with no real point. But it's okay. This is how we have fun, because that's what we do. Or at least I want to have a little bit of fun with that. So I'm going to flare a little bit of the excess out of here. So we are also, I'm trying to think of other Halloween looks to do for the season because yes, Halloween is next month. So if you have any requests, you can leave them in the comments if you would like. That's totally acceptable, both in the live chat or in actual comments later. That's totally fine. I'm totally into that. Okay. That looks like a very interesting eye socket situation. I'm not sure I'm digging it, but I'm okay with it. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take a different brush and color here. We're probably going to do a flat brush for this situation, huh? Probably want to do that. Yes, flat brush. How easy. Anywho, so I'm going to take a flat brush here and actually pack on a little bit with a little touch of concealer actually added on just to make it stick. So I'm going to take my Hydrating Camo concealer here and I am going to put a teeny weeny little dot on my little sponge tip thing here. So I have that. And I'm going to use it to spread the product on both sides to make everything stick a little bit. So that is a technique I've tried to get better over quarantine too, because I used to suck at that, I know. I'm sorry for those who had to suffer through me doing that wrong. I am so sorry. But I tried. And that way I can pop on a little bit of stuff with my finger here. Actually, I have a blue, I think, over here. No, I don't. That's just rude. Anyway. So, working that out a little bit too. And it's been a long time, frankly. So, I have done anything remotely good in that department at all. So I'm actually going to go into a smokier palette that I have and work that out a little bit. So now that that is drying, I'm going to go ahead and take this color here. It's almost like a soft gold, and just pat it onto the concealer so it sticks. I'll put more of the purple on there in a little bit to touch it back up. And I'm also going to add a little bit of yellow to it on top. So I'm going to go back in with that purple color that I just did. And get where? Okay, I'm going to use that brush, go back in with the purple color, and just fade in. I wanted to make sure that I get that still staying in there. You always want to do that. So, but yes, I am trying to learn how to do a cut crease again. I got better at it, but like, still trying to get that nice little bit in there. And I am sorry for any weird faces that I make. I am just saying. There we go. So we have that. Now I'm going to go ahead and, because like I said, I'm going to take a really weird, it's called Zenith, but it's really weird, like yellow glitter kind of color. And it is going to go right on top of this absurd craziness, because I'm also working on an Aphrodite look too. which is partly what this is for. So we're just going to practice with that, and you get to just watch me be weird, because that's just, I'm weird by nature and I tend to prove it. That's kind of what I say. I'm just like, I'm weird by nature and tend to prove it. Inadvertently, but I do. So we're just going to do this here for a minute. Make it look nice and not high definition, as you can clearly tell. It was kind of like a little a Knox on the Moon situation going on here. You know, before she stabbed herself. But that's cool. She was a special little being, wasn't she? Even after Imhotep did all that stuff to bring her back, and then she just left him in the pit of dead souls. That was just, I felt for you, boo. I felt for you. That was so sad. He did all that, and she just said, that's messed up. Talk about one-sided love, dang. That's just rude. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and take an angle brush like this, because that'll help me define both the lids down here, because I'm gonna make this a very sharp line with liquid eyeliner, but I still want to give it a little bit of something. So I'm gonna take a really dark brown in here, and it's called Tease naturally, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it for my under eye. And I'm going to make that very deep. And I just want to connect the corner like that. And then same with the other side. Alright, so now that I've done that on both sides, that's how that works. A little bit easier, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take a liquid eyeliner that I have. You can use any liquid eyeliner you want, or frankly, any pot liner, which I do actually have, mind you. So I do have that actually, which would probably be more beneficial in some respects. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'll use the pot liner first. I do still have a lot of that. And I'll use that same angle brush. And then I will go over that line to basically seal it with the liquid liner. That works just fine by me. So I'm going to take the angle brush again. This is a Maybelline one too, by the way, I think. Yep, a Maybelline Eye Studio one. So I'm going to go ahead. And what you typically want, that is chunky gets. Get over there. Anyway, so I'm going to take, this is like, you know you're blind when you're just like zooming way too much into the mirror. You're just like, poke, poke. But hey, this is what we do. The things we do for the stuff we want to do. So I'm going to try to make one of those really fancy, like, Egyptian lines, you know, that they're known for, that, and just hope for the best. Sorry if this ends horribly wrong, but you know, it would be the first time I did it wrong. And then just make that really weird, like, thick line that'll do, where you're like covering half of your eyelid and liner. So weird. But hey, we're just laying the groundwork here. Meet that eyebrow, honey. Meet that eyebrow. And then we're gonna do the same thing over here. And then go left. It's always the left side that's like super challenging, because I don't go that direction. is not a normal direction. Okay, so it always looks much better on this side than it does on this side. The struggle's real. Anyway, the struggle is so real. Why? You feel me? You feel it? The struggle. You too. I don't know. And then with that, I usually like to just go underneath and just connect these as if I'm just like solidifying the corners here. And there we go. So now that I have that line set up, I am going to use the liquid liner and paint over it. So I'm using a unique liquid liner because that's what I have on hand right now. And we are going to make it very nice, sharp, and sexy. And then I'm just going to close my eyes and paint up that line. With that brush. And then go back in. And do the same with the rest of it. Okay. So see how it looks nice, bold, and defined. And then I'm going to tilt my head because I'm kind of weird like that. And I have no depth perception on that side for whatever the reason. Make that nice and sharp. Color in any weirdness that I had there. Very large eyeballs, I'm just saying. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wave it like this. And I'm going to go back into those eyeshadows that I had, where I'm going to touch up the purple. Because usually that is something that will try to fade on you just a little bit when you do looks like these. Because you do want to make sure that you still pay attention to that stuff. Like, not too much, but like, just a little. And then just make sure to be extra careful because that is still technically wet, so just pat your lid if you have to. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little angle brush like this. Okay. And so because it's a lot harder for someone to put, especially with me now that I have nerve damage in my hands, thank you, car accident, from March of 2020. Yeah. It's a lot easier for me to use something like this to really get in there and like make it look nice and sparkly. So I'm going to go into a color called Halo in here. And I am just going to really like highlight my inner corners with this. And make it look extra dashing. Extra shiny. But with glitter. And because fun fact, when I was born, my tear ducts were closed. So the reason my eyelids look a little like there's a flap right there is because there is. that is how they had to open my eyelids, my tear ducts. They were closed. So that is why my lids look like that in the corner instead of the way that they traditionally look, which is where they're just nice little cute little corners. I don't have cute corners. I have corners. And I'm very thankful for them because they're functional. So always fun, always good. So I'm also going to take this brush and I'm going to use a different type of highlighter now though. It's an actual highlighter. And I believe I have it over here. Yes, I do. So this is actually a dollar highlighter that I have too. And it is in Fresa from AOA Studio, which is Shop Miss A. Haven't done that one in a hot while either. Well, actually, I did lip gloss, but that's not the point. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and use this brush because it is a little more definition based. And this is a very pink color. So I'm just going to go ahead and go a little further in here because it gives you more of a glitter effect. And then go under the eyes like this. Because especially when we're doing things like Aphrodite type looks, Aphrodite had a lot of that going on. She had those really sharp definitions, really sharp corners and colors based going on. So staying true to form, we're gonna make myself look real glittery for a minute because that's just fun. And that's the whole point of today. We're just having fun. We're just doing what we want to do and not worry about it. Because I need a distraction. Because my brain's going a million miles a minute. And that's not good. So we're going to go ahead and go to the mascara portion of this. So I'm going to go ahead and put on a Lash Primer. Again, this is unique to what I have, but I don't sell it. Sorry, I don't. Thought about it, going back into it, but I just didn't. So we're gonna put this on both sets of lashes. Yes, you're hearing multiple accents, but mostly Southern apparently because that's how tired I am. And depending on how much fatigue I have, you may hear my entire lineage within a single day. It's a weird thing that I have. We don't know why. It's not like I'm from, it's not like I've lived in any of those places, but that talks like that. But that is my lineage, and you may hear my Irish Scottish heritage come out. You may hear my Wyoming heritage come out. You may hear, frankly, it could just be a wild card round. We really don't know. But that's okay. And then I'm going to use a brown mascara here. And just make sure I get all that lovely stuff on there. And curl it up. And I always make absurdly weird faces when I am doing anything near my eyeballs. I don't know why I open my mouth. It is just weird. Nor do I know why I open it up like Imhotep, trying to eat somebody's soul. I truly don't. It is just weird. But true to form. True to form. Okay. So, just like that. Now, they also did a lot of, doodles on their face. I'm not going that far today. No, I'm not going that far today. But we will do some blush here at this current moment. But however, I am going to put on a little bit of lip so that it dries down a little bit. So this is a Wet n Wild lip, I believe. Yes, it is. And this is in the shade Fuchsia with Blue Pearl. I cannot read English today. Fuchsia with Blue Pearl. There we go. So it looks like that. And it matches the eyes, so that's helpful. So for those of you who can do this and not talk, the respect is there. Cause I don't have that talent. Okay. And before I forget, a lovely friend of mine from Twitter has a beautiful store on an app called Redbubble where she makes beautiful designs. And this is a travel mug, and I promised that I would do this because I was like, hey, she needs some recognition. So she makes MacGyver reboot styled merchandise. And so she made this beautiful one here, this beautiful design. I also have this on a sweatshirt, fully stretched out. And this is the one where he is saying it has the quote where he's talking to his Auntie Gwen, and he's saying, sometimes you just need that one person you can count on who you trust, and together any problem can be solved. But they're using the lovely scene that we all love so much, where, Mac and Riley kick rear end again. So, love it. Anyway, so I just want to give a good shout out to her. Her name is Cece. Her username is Disney Dreamer CC on Twitter if you're interested in checking her out. She has her link in her bio, and I just wanted to show that so that while I remembered to do that, because she deserves some good credit there. She really does. She deserves some awesome credit for that. I really thought that was amazing for her. And there you go, dear. I love you. So there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and use a brush here, a little blush brush, and I'm going to apply a little bit right here on the face, on the apples of the cheeks. And as you can clearly see, my blonde is trying to take a peek, and no, the answer is no, not today. We are not a blonde today. We are not dealing today. You guys probably can't tell that, but now you know. And then I will flip it over, and we'll put a little bit of highlighter on top. Okay. And then with that, my dears, now minus the dress, we have a very sharp, sinister Aphrodite. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and for those of you who watched the replay, have fun. I know I went off on a tangent, but have fun. Bye guys.